Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Tally.
And we are
the Lazy Book Lovers.
This is a podcast for book lovers who procrastinate about reading and have never-ending TV read piles. Today's episode is all about one Bed Trope Recs, which I'm really struggling to say.
That is a bit of a mouthful.
I keep wanting to say one bread tropes.
One bread trope.
One bread tropes. That's a different trope. That's a kink.
I'm wondering if... No, don't worry. No, we're not going into that.
Alright.
Okay. Tony has a blog post with 30 recommendations, but she's gonna pick some out and chat about them today.
Yeah, and these are sourced from a few different websites and from TikTok, and I just kind of have a mooch about and make a list.
For one bread in.
For one bread. My recommendation lists never have all the waffle the other ones do. It's literally just a list, which I feel like is going in my favour. Okay, so I've got a little spinny wheel of loading, but I'm not sure what it's loading.
If you visit our bookshop.org shopfront, we will have these books listed there as well if you want to buy a book, and we will get a very small percentage of commission.
Please. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, so our first one, which was on a bunch of lists that like literally every list I looked at had this one on it. Boyfriend Material, London Calling, Book 1 by Alexis Hall. It's 425 pages.
I've heard a lot of good things about this book.
The
next one's called Husband Material, I think.
I was kind of put off by the cover because it's very like...
It's the American...
It's written by an American.
I always get mixed up with that red, white and royal blue. Like the covers to me are the same even though they're not, but they are.
Okay, let me read you the description. Wanted. 1 brackets fake boyfriend, practically perfect in every way. Luke O'Donnell is tangentially and reluctantly famous. His rock star parents split when he was young, and the father he never met spent the next 20 years cruising in and out of rehab. Now that his dad's making a comeback, Luke's back in the public eye, and one compromising photo is enough to ruin everything. To clean up his image, Luke has to find a nice, normal relationship, ... and Oliver Backward is a nice and normal as they come. He's a barista, an ethical vegetarian, and he's never inspired a moment of scandal in his life. In other words, perfect boyfriend material. Unfortunately, apart from being gay, single, and really, really in need of a date for a big event, Luke and Oliver have nothing in common. So they strike a deal to be publicly friendly, fake boyfriends, until the dust has settled. Then they can go their separate ways and pretend it never happened. But the thing about fake dating is that it can feel a lot like real dating, and that's when you get used to someone, start falling for them, don't ever want to let them go.
Wait, so the author is American and it's based in London?
I feel like I've made that up. Let's see. My thing doesn't like the internet today.
No. But is it based in London?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay.
So it's the London Calling series.
Yeah.
And if you look at all of them, they are very London-y colours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Husband Material. Yeah, I did think it was called that. Okay. Interesting.
What's the first one?
I have heard good things about it.
Alright. So a lot of these were on like loads of lists. So we've got Never Been Kissed, Boy Meets Boy, Book 1. Timothy Janowski.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Let me show you the
I
cover.
was like, Never Been Kissed, I'm thinking of the film. No, I've not even seen that.
I don't feel like we move in these spheres much, you and me.
That is true. Like, it's
mainly
a lot
just cute
romantasy that I see. I saw a TikTok. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly tangent.
Go for it.
I saw a TikTok of someone explaining the difference between fantasy romance and romance fantasy, and I was like, that's correct. Like, there is a difference.
Okay, what's the difference? Can you summarise?
She had a very good TikTok. So it was... There are 2 different genres, because she said fantasy romance are romance books with fantasy elements, and she put things like ACOTAR and stuff under that.
Yeah.
And then there's romance fantasy. Wait, which way around did I do it before? Fantasy romance. Yeah, it's romance books with fantasy elements. There's fantasy romance. Which are... Wait, which way did I do it?
You said fantasy romance was ACTA before.
Yeah. So then there's romantic fantasy, which are fantasy books with a side plot of a romance.
Okay.
So, for instance, Cruel Prince.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be lumped together because they're different genres.
Yeah.
They usually attract different people. And I was like, that's actually so good. Like, I've not been able to vocalise that, but that is it. That's perfect.
What do you think, like, Home Mountain Court and all that? Because they all are very focused on the romantic relationship at the core of it, but that's all part of, like, their arc as well and their journey.
I would say that they are fantasy romance because they are a romance story in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never been kissed.
Sorry, just a bit of a side note there.
Okay. Oh, these all got really long descriptions. Okay. Dear, never been quite over you crush. It's been a few years since we were together, but I can't stop thinking about the time we almost... Ren Roland has never been kissed, but he wants that movie-perfect ending more than anything. Feeling nostalgic on the eve of his birthday, he sends emails to all the boys he loved before he came out. Morning brings the inevitable, oh god, what did I do? But he brushes the panic aside. Why stress about it? None of these could have beens are actually going to read the emails, much less respond, right?
What is this? To all the boys?
I know, I was just thinking that. It's just Gail.
I'm not complaining.
No. Enter Derek Haverford, Ren's #1 pre-coming out crush and his drive-in theatre new social media intern. Wow. Everyone claims he's coasting on cinematic good looks and his father's connections, but Ren has always known there's much more to Derek than meets the eye. Too bad he doesn't feel the same way about the infamous almost kiss that once rocked Ren's world. Whatever, Ren no longer a closeted teenager, he can survive this, but as their hazy summer consumed with a special project that may just save the struggling drive-in for good, Ren and Derek are drawn even ever closer, and maybe, finally, Ren's dream of a perfect kiss before the credits is within reach. A feel-good summer, LGBTQIA+, new adult rom-com, perfect for fans of Red, White and Royal Blue, boyfriend material, and What If It's Us.
That actually sounds quite cute. I would probably check that out. And side note, Alexis Hall does live in England. He lives in the southeast of England.
So, I just conjured that fact out of my arsehole, apparently.
I enjoyed your fact. I wish it was true. That I think I would read that. That sounds like I tell you what, I would probably pick it up as an audiobook for something fun whilst I'm doing housework cute. Or something.
Like a beach read.
Yeah. Except I don't go on holiday, so as I'm doing housework.
We've got vague plans for next year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you know my little thing of where I take myself on holidays?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of people have coined that doing a Tony. So they've been like, I feel like I'm going to do a Tony and just go on holiday by myself. And I'm like, yes, you should all do this.
But I bet no one will.
No one has thus far.
Because I think, like, it's an extra level of self-confidence to be able to do that. I mean, start with, like, going out for a meal by yourself, or going to the pub by yourself, or going to the cinema by... Like, I like to go to the cinema by myself, mainly because I want to watch horror films. I mean, my partner will go, but he doesn't enjoy it, so I'm like, I'm not going to force you. And I want to see the films in the cinema, so I'm not going to miss out. So I started going to the cinema by myself before lockdown, and everyone was like, that's so weird. And I was like, why is it weird? I love it. And
loads of people can't even, like, just do a day trip on their own.
Yeah.
I was like, take yourself to town, have a little mooch about. And they're like, that's boring. And I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah,
no. Are you not endlessly entertained by the inside chorus?
And, like, when I had work trips and my colleagues would be like, are you not embarrassed to sit by yourself in, like, the hotel bar? And I was like, God, no.
When people are like, they're like, oh, what do you do for dinner on holiday? And I'm like, I go out to dinner.
Go and eat.
They're like, you go out and sit at restaurants alone. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, where is it? Is it in Japan where sometimes they have that big teddy they put with you if you're by yourself?
To be fair, sometimes the waiters get so concerned that I'm a girl eating alone, and I get free stuff sometimes.
Yeah, like when I went to Dublin on a work trip and I just went into a pub to have a Guinness because that's what I wanted to do by myself, and my mum was like, oh, you could have got kidnapped. And I was like, I mean, Why? Why would anyone kidnap me? I was just...
Dublin known for its kidnapping?
I was in the pub near the zoo because I went to the zoo and she was like, who did you go to the zoo with? And I was like, by myself.
Yeah.
I booked a ticket before I even got to Dublin and I went to the zoo and it was fun and I loved every minute of it.
And then there's loads of people who can't do those things, even that alone. And then they're like...
So going on a plane and going on holiday is a big step.
And then, 6-7 days in your own company? And I'm like, I get worried that after 6 days, I don't miss anybody.
I would be like, oh my God, the books I would read.
That's what I mean. I'm just like, it's not hard. Like, what I do is someone else feeds me, right?
It's
and then I
nice.
lie in the sun like a crispy potato. And then someone else feeds me. Again, I just have to get up and go to the food, which sometimes is very hard. And then I go back to being a crispy potato, sometimes in a different location, sometimes by a beach, but still, very still with a book. And then I go shower, have a nap from my exhausting day of being a crispy potato. And then I go out for dinner.
Yeah, it's just great.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as my hotel this time had a bath.
I think I would...
I was like, yeah, having a great time.
I think I'd appreciate it even more now. Now that I'm mum. It'd be amazing. I'd be able to go to the toilet by myself.
Oh, your dreams are so small.
I could have a shower by myself.
I was having 2-hour bars, not my hot water, rerun the hot.
My son suddenly really likes to smack my bum like it's a drum.
Oh, that's nice.
No matter where I am or what I'm doing, including in the shower.
Did you see that TikTok where some guy was like talking to all his friends that are parents and like, what's your ideal day? And they're like, oh, I'd sleep in and then I'd go to the cafe and I'd read a book, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, your perfect day is my everyday.
Yeah.
You do know that.
Yeah, parents know that. We know that.
Anywho, on that
delightful
exciting note, this tangent is related to what I was looking at on my screen, just you guys can't see that. Next book is You and Me on Vacation.
Yeah.
See?
It came back around.
Yeah, it was related.
Around.
It wasn't just nonsense.
I have this on my shelf. I've not read it yet. I really enjoy Emily Henry, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
The author is Emily Henry.
Yeah.
This is 364 pages. I like that they're all short, but just enough.
Just a taste. I'm really enjoying you reading all these books because it's usually me, and it's quite fun.
Yeah.
I know that you're doing the pages for them all as well. That's cool.
Usually we do this the other way around because love you.
You like to bully me.
No, but you also tend to tune out.
Oh yeah, I do.
If I'm the reader.
But maybe now I'm not pregnant, it might not be so bad.
Yeah, to be
fair.
But
I do tend to get distracted by things in your room, don't I, when you're reading.
Well, there's just a lot to look at in my room, to be fair.
Yeah, so I understand this keeps me focused if I know I'm reading it. I get it.
Okay, so description. 2 friends, 10 summer trips, their last... Should be commas here, there are no commas.
Emily Henry.
2 friends, 10 summer trips, their last chance to fall in love. 12 summers ago, Poppy and Alex meet. They hate each other and are pretty confident they'll never speak again. 11 summers ago, they're forced to share a ride home from college, and by the end of it, a fresh friendship is formed and a pact. Every year, one vacation together. 10 summers ago, Alex discovers his fear of flying on the way to Vancouver. Poppy holds his hand the whole way. 7 summers ago, they get far too drunk and narrowly avoid getting matching tattoos in New Orleans. 2 summers ago, it all goes wrong. This summer, Poppy asks Alex to join her on one last trip and a trip that will determine the rest of their lives. You and Me on Vacation is a love story for fans of When Harry Met Sally and One Day. Get ready to travel the world, snort with laughter, and most of all, lose your heart to Poppy and Alex.
I love Emily Henry's writing.
Are they just cute? Good.
Yeah.
Sometimes just need a bit of wholesome cuteness.
But they also have something to them. They're not one-dimensional.
Okay. So a little bit of depth.
Yeah,
okay.
and I like it.
I like that.
They are, she literally has a book called Beach Reads, and they are beach reads. They're brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been trying to give the whole dark romance thing a go.
Yeah.
Concluded maybe it's just not for me. I think I need cute.
Oh my god. Speaking of which, I got picked to be Tandem Collective's romance ambassador, so I get a romance book every month that I read with them. And I'm so excited because I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready for my romance era.
Yeah.
So I will pass on
definitely
cute books to you.
I need some. I think I just need cute and wholesome.
You know, I just like
also,
the mundane. That's what I like.
I think these dark romances, they try to give depth to the reason of the darkness, and it often feels like someone who cannot relate, who's not dark, who has not had a dark past, trying to write about things that they don't know in a very short space of time, trying to give a character depth. And I don't like the attempts to justify the darkness of the males.
They can just be what they are, and you don't need the faux backstory.
Or they're like trying to justify the dark behaviour of the men, and also justify like.
I'm just thinking of Zodiac Academy when you found out about the girls. Is it Dory's hair? Why it's blue? And I was like, oh no!
Yeah.
You've been leading up to this, and I was like, oh!
And the backstories of the women to justify why they were put up with men like that, and I don't like it. And they're always like virginal, innocent girls. And
yeah.
The only one that I have enjoyed is Scarred, and she wasn't virginal and innocent. And they were basically they didn't try to justify either of them. She was there to be bad, he was there to be bad, and they were like, sick, let's be bad together. And then she's
apologetic.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm not don't love that he's murdering people, but I did need that man to be murdered, so and so I don't like when they give the fake backstories, and they were all mafia for some reason. Which I've just, so I think I'm giving a give up.
I don't like mafia ones, I don't think.
Yeah, this is because I'm reading Den of Vipers, basically. And it's not gripping me. So.
So you need me on
I just think I need cute.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Love Hypothesis and all of the other Ali Hazelwood you bought.
Yeah, I bought a whole pile of Ali Hazelwood. I think that's me leading to this conclusion that I've been walking along.
Yeah.
Because I'm keep being like, no books have gripped me for a while. I'm like, I think I'm just reading the wrong things.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to make myself someone I'm not. Maybe I'm not gritty. Maybe I'm just twee.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Alright, so our next one is Conventionally Yours, True Colours Book 1, Annabeth Albert, which is 389 pages. I just looked at the mic really dramatically then.
Like, dun, dun, dun.
You guys can't see me.
Can I see the cover? I've not heard of it. They're all very similar covers. It's like that
it's
illustration
style,
now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like the look of that cover. It looks a bit boring, if I'm honest.
Well, I guess it's conventionally yours. Maybe this is about being conventional.
By queuing.
Right, let's read it.
That's nothing against the cover designer, obviously. It's just not...
No, we're British and cues are a part of our culture.
It's just not gripping me.
I'm ungripped. Okay. A True Colours LGBT romance for fans of red, white and royal blue and geek gorilla set in the world of gaming, conventions and fandom. So that's why they're in a queue. See? It would have a purpose. You need to have some patience.
Got it. I still wouldn't pick it up off the shelf.
When two big name fans go head to head at a convention, love isn't the only thing at stake. Charming, charismatic and effortlessly popular, Conrad Stewart seems to have it all, but in reality he's scrambling to keep his life from tumbling out of control. True that. Brilliant, guarded and endlessly driven, Alden Roth may as well be the poster boy for perfection, but even he can't help but feel a little broken inside. When these mortal enemies are stuck together on a cross-country road trip... I mean, is it that deep?
Yeah, like so many enemies to lovers. I'm like, they're not enemies.
It's not that deep, though, is it?
Who's got the energy to hate someone?
Like, I know, that's
you've got housework to do. What are you doing?
When people are like, "Do you not hold grudges?" And I'm like, I just can't be bothered.
Do you know how much energy that will?
Yeah. Like for every time for me to see you to be mad. No, I can't be bothered.
No. Like, you have no space in my head, whatever.
I think that's the worst thing you can do to someone as well, who's trying to be mean to you.
Just not
it's
anything.
Just like, you just take up no mental space. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't even realise you were here. That's how little I care.
My bad. Cross-country road trip to the biggest fan convention of their lives. Their infamous rivalry takes a backseat as an unexpected connection is forged, yet each has a reason why they have to win the upcoming Odyssey gaming tournament, and neither is willing to let the emotion get in the way, even if it means giving up their one chance at something truly magical.
But they're not mortal enemies, though.
Seems sus. Alright, so this is another one that was on a bunch of lists. And the cover is really... look at the cover and do you understand why that would make me buy it?
I want to read this because I always look at it and I'm like... So Christina... What's she called?
Christina Lauren.
She's always put us alongside Emily Henry as like they're quite similar.
Yeah.
So I do need to try her out.
I would have bought the cover just because it's got a toucan and tropical plants on it.
Yeah.
And I'm that basic. The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren, 400 pages. For two sworn enemies, anything can happen during the Hawaiian...
They're not enemies.
They're not enemies. Why are you lying?
They're just like wedding guests that don't like each other.
Anything can happen during the Hawaiian trip of a lifetime, maybe even love, in this romantic comedy from the New York Times best-selling author of Roomies. Olive Torres is used to being the unlucky twin. Why are they always twins, also? From inexplicable...
I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a...
Yes. Why am I not the reactor more often, Tony?
Why do I never get to react? Yeah. Back to normal next week, don't worry.
Just switching shit up.
Yeah. Halfway through this episode.
Right, I've completely lost where I was. Alright.
A Hawaii trip.
The unlucky twin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. From inexplicable mishaps to a recent layoff, her life seems to be almost comically jinxed. By contrast, her sister Amy is an eternal champion. Amy. Unless I've read that drastically wrong. AMI. She even managed to finance her entire wedding by winning a slew of contests. Unfortunately for Olive, the only thing worse than constant bad luck is having to spend the wedding day with the best man, brackets, and her nemesis, Ethan Thomas. Olive braces herself for wedding hell, determined to put on a brave face, but when the entire wedding party gets food poisoning, the only people who aren't affected are Olive and Ethan. Suddenly there's a free honeymoon up for grabs, and Olive would be damned if Ethan gets to enjoy paradise solo. Agreeing to a temporary truce? I mean, you were always going to fuck. What the hell? I'm sorry.
Like,
you're going to go on a honeymoon together?
On the plane, you should have just got it out. Banged it out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, are you going on that trip being like, I'm going to hate you the whole trip?
Nemesis!
Liar. Oh, I'm just going to go on a honeymoon with my nemesis.
And, like, have couples massages.
So, like, you're definitely going to fuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who are you lying to?
Time. Seductively eating a watermelon.
Can you seductively eat a watermelon?
Oh, in that Harry Styles music video he did, right?
I don't know, I haven't watched that.
I've seen clips of it on TikTok. I'm done with the kid.
She says listen to the same emo tracks from 20 years ago.
Yeah, my son knows the lyrics to System of a Down.
Do you feel like you succeeded
And a Fall Out
as a
Boy,
parent?
and I have succeeded.
Okay.
He keeps singing, why do we always send the poor? And I'm like, yeah! Rock out!
Oh, your
That's
little
right.
conservative village teachers are just so fucked, aren't they?
Yes!
Okay. Agreeing to a temporary truce, quote marks.
Oh, we're still doing this book?
Yeah. These descriptions are long as fuck.
And I keep interrupting.
The pair head for Maui. After all, 10 days of bliss is worth having to assume the role of loving newlyweds, right? Of course you're going to bone.
Oh.
But the weird thing is, ... Olive doesn't mind playing pretend. What a shock, Olive!
I'm shooketh.
In fact, the more she pretends to be the luckiest woman alive, the more it feels like she might be. Well, I mean, that seems like it would be Cute.
I bet Ethan just dislikes her because he wants to bone her.
True facts. Someone was burning toast in this house.
Yeah, I did think I was having a stroke, so I'm glad that you can smell it. I was concerned. Can you smell toast?
Who is burning toast? Alright, moving on. The Flat Share. 1. Beth O'Leary, 394 pages. And look, it's a bed.
Yeah.
The cover is a bed.
The new one has the TV tie-in cover.
Oh, I didn't know there was a TV tie-in.
There's a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Is that a Netflix thing or somewhere else?
I think it's like BBC or something.
Oh, okay.
Mebbers.
Shaking it up.
Shake it off. Shake it off. This is just the episode where we get in trouble for me singing loads of copyright songs.
Oh no, I think, does it technically count as a cover if you're singing it?
Yeah, it's fine
Yeah.
if I'm singing
If we
it.
played
You
it,
can't
we'd get
tell
in trouble.
what it is
Yeah.
because I'm singing it.
I think if we played it, then we'd get in
no
trouble.
one's thinking I'm Taylor Swift.
I was transported.
You're like, it's like I'm at a concert.
Alright, Tiffy and Leon share a flat. Tiffy and Leon share a bed. Tiffy and Leon have never met. ... Tiffy Moore needs a cheap flat and fast. Leon Twomey works nights and needs cash. Their friends think they're crazy, but it's the perfect solution. Liam occupies the one-bed flat while Tiffy's at work in the day, and she is the run of the place the rest of the time. But with obsessive ex-boyfriends demanding clients at work, wrongly imprisoned brothers, and of course the fact they still haven't met yet, they're about to discover that if you want the perfect home, you need to throw the rulebook out the window.
Okay, so, right, here we go. With this book, I found out about it when it first came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, unbelievable. No one would do it. Now, I'm like, savvy. Saving money, I get it. But, this has been my question with it. I should probably just read the book or watch the show.
Okay.
They don't work 7 days a week.
Yeah, what happens at weekends? I don't know, it is America.
No, it's based in England, isn't it?
Why do I always think these are American? Flatshare, oh yeah, why would it say Flatshare
Yeah.
if it was American?
I think it's based in London.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah, they would get days off.
I think he's meant to be like a doctor or a paramedic or something, which is why he works evenings. So yeah, okay, he probably does work a lot of hours. But if she's like regular, schmegular office work, she's like weekends off.
Yeah.
There's got to be overlap. And also, I'm thinking too much into it. And also, I would be petrified that he's got a camera in the house. You're moving in with a man you've never met and you're not worried he's got a camera set up.
I mean, like, why would you just never meet? Wouldn't you just, like, meet when you moved in and just be like, hey, I'm going to be sleeping in your bed?
Yeah, when do they... Who strips the bed in? Do they swap the bed in when they get in? Are they sharing the bed in?
Yeah. Important questions. Someone said, because I do the cat sitting.
Yeah.
Someone was like, how do you know they don't put cameras up? And I was like, thank you for validating one of my deepest fears.
I used to think that when I was babysitter, I was like, where's the camera?
Finding the cameras.
Yeah.
But
In
I
the bedroom,
behave so...
watching you in the bedroom.
No, but I behave so peculiarly when I have a space
Watching
to
you
myself.
through a camera.
See, sometimes it's like, oh, her ADHD isn't that bad. And then...
I don't even think I've
Well,
got ADHD.
It's just nice not being charged once, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's just my chaos comes out. Yeah, I'm sure that someone would have looked at you weird by now if they were watching.
Because
TV.
I act so weird, because it's the only time I'm alone, so I get to get all my weird out.
Like Chaos Queen.
Yeah, I get to be full chaos.
And they wouldn't
And
have
I
you
feel like
back.
someone would have mentioned it by now. Or, since they all know my mother, they might have been like, is Tony okay?
When you cat sit my cats, I will not have a camera set up.
Okay,
I will
cool.
have my book watching you.
Oh, the creepy one. The skeleton man.
And all the lights are controlled by the Google, so if you're scared by that, good luck.
In your robot house.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, I want to talk to you about this now because I remembered. Obviously, now I'm driving.
Yeah, how exciting.
We don't have to worry about me not being able to commute
Yeah,
while I'm staying at yours. Because I can
good.
just drive to work. Because it's just like a few junctions down.
And then you can have breakdowns because there's no stairs in the house. It's not a real house. Refer back to last week's episode.
Oh my god, that was last week, wasn't it? Oh. Okay, All the Feels by Olivia Dade. Spoiler alert, book 2.
This is another one about like that conventionally one is about people in the media realm, right?
I think so. It's a plus size lady on the
Yeah,
cover.
I've read one of her, but she only writes about plus size women. I read the one with the teacher.
Oh yes, I remember this one. You told
I
me
can't
about
remember what it
this
was called. But yeah, the teacher one.
Following spoiler alert, Olivia Dade returns with another utterly charming romantic comedy about a devil-may-care actor who actually cares more than anyone knows and a no-nonsense woman hired to keep him in line. Alexander Woodrow has it all. Charm, sex appeal, wealth, fame. A starring role as Cupid on TV's biggest show, Gods of the Gates. But the showrunners have wrecked his character. He's dogged by old demons, and his post-show future remains uncertain. When all that reckless emotion explodes into a bar fight, the tabloids and the public agree his star is falling. Enter Lauren Clegg. Alright, Clegg. The former ER therapist hired to keep him in line.
I thought I need to make some Lib Dem politics joke, but it won't work for anyone that's not British.
Yeah, most of our listeners are American, so... or Brazilian.
Hi.
Okay, compared to her previous work, watching over a handsome but impulsive Alex shouldn't be especially difficult. The more time they spend together, the harder it gets to keep her professional remove and her heart intact. That was a weird phrasing. Especially when she discovers the reason behind his recklessness, not to mention his Cupid fanfiction habit. When another scandal lands Alex in major hot water and costs Lauren her job, she'll have to choose between protecting him and offering him what he really wants, her. But he's determined to keep his improbably short, impossibly stubborn, and extremely endearing minder in his life any way he can. And on a road trip up to the California coast together, he intends to show her exactly what a falling star will do to catch the woman he loves. Anything at all. I don't know why I struggled so much to read that.
Shit.
There's a lot of words.
It's like when I'm reading those indie ones. Refer back to last week's episode.
Just go watch all our episodes, guys.
Yeah, just
for reference. Just for reference, okay?
If you haven't listened to all of our episodes, please go to number 1, listen to them all, and tell us when we started getting good.
I feel like I know.
Sound good.
I feel like I know the exact point because all of those episodes do better.
Like, there must have been a point where we became comfortable when it just got.
If you look at our analytics, people definitely approve of 50 and above more than they do the first 50 we did.
So it only took us a year.
Okay.
Perfect.
Something Fabulous by Alexis Hall.
Sir.
Something
we
Fabulous.
already did you.
Am I saying it wrong there if it's guy? Alexis?
I think it's still Alexis.
Okay. I didn't know that was
find some other tropes.
Let's see. Valentine Leighton, the Duke of Malvern, has twin problems. Literally. It's all his father's hope that Valentine would marry Miss Arabella Tarleton, but unfortunately, too many novels at an impressionable age have caused her to grow up romantic. So romantic that a marriage of convenience will not do, and after Valentine's proposal, she flees into the night, determined to never set eyes on him again. Arabella's twin brother, Mr. Bonaventure, quotes Bonnie, Tarleton, has grown up romantic and fully expects Valentine to ride out after Arabella and prove to her that he's not the cold-hearted cad he seems to be. Despite copious misgivings, Valentine finds himself on a pell-mell chase to Dover with Bonnie by his side. Bonnie's unreasonable, overdramatic and annoying, and beautiful. And being with him makes Valentine question everything he thought he knew and about himself, about love, even about which Tarleton he should be pursuing.
Just to be clear, I'm fine with all the names. It just makes me laugh because I always get scared of doing the fantasy because they're the ones I always fall over all the names.
Can you imagine if you had to read that?
Yeah, I would have just failed and just given up and moved on to the next book.
Alright, Bonnie Tarleton. Arabella Tarleton. So obviously this
also,
is
your...
old
Oh,
schooly.
I've seen that cover. Also, your plants, loads of them did a little wiggle during that. It was like they were like...
The sun's out.
Sun's out, guns out.
So, especially this one, this will start flipping all over.
That one, the
now.
bottom leaf wiggled, and down there, that one, that one.
They'll all start popping up now.
All did a little wiggle.
They should start popping up a bit.
I love it.
Yeah, this is my false clover. Oxalis something is the proper name. This is my second one I've bought, and I really hope this one doesn't die.
I was checking out a clover in our yard because I want to plant a clover lawn.
They're meant to be much better.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it since we moved in, and we've had some clover just appear. Like, obviously, just got blown over from somewhere, and I was checking it out, and I was like, it's so soft, I need this everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to power on my professionals.
Yeah.
You ready?
No. In no way am I ever ready. No, go, yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
The X Talk, Rachel Lynn Solomon. 338 pages.
This is the podcast image? Yeah! Yeah!
Okay. Public radio co-hosts navigate mixed signals in Rachel Lynn Solomon's sparkling and romantic comedy debut. Shay, why are you laughing at me?
I was about to say, did you know I have a podcast?
Person I have done the podcast with for nearly a year and a half.
Whilst we're recording said podcast.
Well, there's a mic right there with a little red light on it, and I'm the person that you do the podcast with, and we're doing the podcast. Hey, did you know?
I'm okay today.
Hey, Natalie.
All of this, what's it?
The what's it driving you mad? Natalie, did I ever tell you about my podcast? Like, super close. You'd like it. You're in it. We're not far off the 2-year anniversary of when we started as well.
Really?
Because remember we started doing
9
recording. Yeah.
No, but yeah.
We started doing recording like July.
Yeah, that's true.
We're approaching.
Oh,
I think our official anniversary is sometime in August.
That's exciting.
In hindsight, why did we launch in August? That was poor planning.
Because we didn't plan.
Yeah.
We just knew we had to get going or it wouldn't happen.
We didn't start planning until like episode 50.
Yes. We're still not done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about this podcast thing.
It's about 2 exes and they have to talk about why they broke up.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Okay, public professionals of a podcast. Did you know?
Hey, listeners.
Hey, did you know we have a podcast? Oh, I'm so unfocused. Right?
This episode has just gone wildly out of control. No wonder you have me read normally.
It's fun to shake it up. That was funny. So, we got something out of it.
I'm going to clip that, just use it everywhere.
Public co-hosts navigate mixed signals in Rachel Lynn's sparkling romantic comedy debut. Shay Goldstein has been a producer at her Seattle public radio station for nearly a decade. She can't imagine working anywhere else. But lately it's been a constant clash between her and her newest colleague, Dominic Yun, who's fresh off a journalism master's programme and convinced he knows everything about public radio. When the struggling station needs a new concept, Shay proposes a show that her boss greenlights with excitement. On the X Talk, 2 exes will deliver relationship advice live on air. Their boss decides Shay and Dominic are the perfect co-hosts, given how much they already despise each other. Neither loves the idea of lying to listeners, but it's this or unemployment. Their audience gets invested fast, and it's not long before the X Talk becomes a must listen in Seattle and climbs podcast charts. As the show gets bigger, so does their deception, especially when Shay and Dominic start to fall for each other. In an industry that values truth, getting caught could mean the end of their careers.
Really?
Really? Is it that deep though?
Yeah, it's not that dramatic, is
No.
it?
What if they found out that we hated each other?
Huh?
What if the listeners of our podcast were like, I've been acting all along, we're not friends.
You caught us.
We don't even like books.
We're secretly lovers. We used to be enemies.
Oh,
she's actually the mum to my children.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry you had to find out this way in this podcast you don't listen to. We've been a bit silly today.
What is going on?
Right. It's just the freedom. You're just going giddy with freedom. Right, Delilah Green doesn't care.
I really want to read this.
This is Ashley Herring Blake. Bright Falls, Book 1. And I believe you have summarised it on a previous episode. I can't remember when. But I know you have at some point. Delilah Green swore she would never go back to Bright Falls. Nothing is there for her but memories of a lonely childhood where she was little more than a burden to a cold and distant stepfamily. Her life is in New York with a photography career finally gaining steam and her bed never empty. Sure, it's a different woman every night, but that's just fine with her. When Delilah's estranged stepsister, Astrid, pressures her into photographing her wedding with a guilt trip and a 5-figure check. Delilah finds herself back in the godforsaken town that she used to call home. But for a 5-figure check, like, Delilah, calm down. She plans to breeze in and out, but then she sees Claire Sutherland, one of Astrid's stuck-up besties, and decides that maybe some fun and a little retribution. Oh my god. To be had in Bright Falls, after all. Having raised her 11-year-old daughter mostly on her own while dealing with her unreliable ex and running a bookstore, Claire Sutherland depends upon a life without surprises, and Delilah Green is an unwelcome surprise at first. Though they've known each other for years, they don't really know each other. So Claire is unsettled when Delilah figures out exactly what buttons to push. When they forced together during a gauntlet of wedding preparations, including a plot to save Astrid from her horrible fiancé, Claire isn't sure she has the strength to resist Delilah's charms. Even worse, she's starting to think she doesn't want to.
Which one would you date? On the cover, because I think it's really good artwork on this.
Yeah, probably the one in black with tattoos.
Delilah. They're both banging.
You heard it here, world exclusive.
They're both.
Read Delilah Green doesn't care, they're both banging.
She should put that as a tagline on the front.
Yeah. They're both banging.
From me.
Lazy Book Lovers podcast.
And then in brackets, I have a podcast.
Did you know I have a podcast? Alright, doing good for time, surprisingly.
This has just been chaos.
I like it. I enjoy the chaos. This is the inside of my mind at
all times.
The hating game, Sally Thorne.
They don't really hate each other though, do they?
All lies.
They're not really enemies.
We're going into this knowing it's a romance book. Why are you trying to pretend?
They just are co-workers that both want the same job. I think that's the storyline of this one.
So this is by Sally Thorne. It's 387 pages. The front cover is two people looking cross in front of
Oh, look at their little cross lines.
Yeah. You ready to concentrate?
Yes.
She's charming and accommodating and prides herself on being loved by everyone at Bexley and Gaiman. The names of these companies, like...
Is it a solicitor?
Fuck knows.
Of course.
Everyone except for the coldly efficient, impeccably attired, physically intimidating Joshua Temperman.
I thought it was going to be called Leon. Okay.
We've had like 2 Leons.
That's
already.
why I thought it'd be another Leon.
Do you think it's because it sounds like lion?
No.
I'm pretty sure your face. Couldn't even film during that because you were just like, I don't tell her she's stupid. Without saying she's stupid, that was the exact face. The fuck you trying? Lion doesn't sound like that. You shut the fuck up. That was your face.
I'm gonna wet myself. This post baby bladder.
I hate to get my side on.
I think we just move on.
No,
It's done.
we're gonna power through. Sally Thorne is a name that came up a lot when I was looking at these kind of books, by the way. So I think she's a big romance person.
Yeah, I have heard her name.
Mm-hmm. She's charming and accommodating, and I've read that bit.
You got up to his name.
Joshua Templeman. And the feeling is mutual. Trapped in a shared office together, 50 or 60 hours a week, they've become entrenched in an addictive, ridiculous, never-ending game of one-upmanship. There's the staring game, the mirror game, the HR game. Lucy can't let Joshua beat her at anything, especially when a huge new promotion goes up for the taking. If Lucy wins the game, she'll be Joshua's boss. If she loses, she'll resign. So why is she suddenly having steamy dreams about Joshua and dressing for work like she's got a hot date? After a perfectly innocent elevator ride ends with an earth-shattering kiss, Lucy starts to wonder whether she got Joshua Templeman all wrong. Maybe Lucy Hutton doesn't hate Joshua Templeman, and maybe he doesn't hate her either, or maybe it's just another game.
I can't ever read a book with Joshua as the love interest.
Joshua. He's not called Josh.
Imagine
saying Joshua.
It's my brother's name.
Joshua. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, he's so steamy, and then it'd be like Joshua, blah blah blah.
I knew someone who dated someone who had the same name as their dad, and I was like, does that not bother you?
Do you have daddy issues?
Okay, so there's a bunch on here that I can't be asked to read. Like Caravel's on here, which it does have one bed trope, can confirm. From Blood and Ash, can confirm. All are enjoyable. Daughter of the Pirate King.
Ah, I have this. I want to read
I
it.
also have this.
You also have the second, so
Yeah.
you Siren. Yeah, I've got the second
And they're
as well.
different
Actually.
fucking sizes.
I have the second one as an ebook.
They are different sizes to each other, and they're also not regular book size,
Oh yeah,
so they don't fit anywhere.
and now they've been traditionally published. They got different.
Yeah, and
books
well,
anyway.
hence why I bought them when they were indie, and now they're shoved in a weird corner because
Yeah.
the weird sizing.
Oh, very dirty.
So I'm gonna read the one of the Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. I'm just gonna ignore you. This is 311
Yeah, I always
pages.
thought it was Trisha, but maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I just read that like a moron. Trisha makes more sense.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Were you ignoring my hair flip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you were just flipping your hair about to yourself. There will be plenty of time for me to beat him soundly once I've gotten what I came for. Sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient hidden map, the key to a legendary treasure trove. 17-year-old pirate. There's a lot of dashes here. Captain Alosa deliberately allows herself to be captured by her enemies, giving her the perfect opportunity to search the ship. More than a match for the ruthless pirate crew, Alosa has only one thing standing between her and her map, her captor. The unexpectedly clever and unfairly attractive first mate Ryden. Not to worry, for Alosa has a few tricks up her sleeve, and no lone pirate can stop the Daughter of the Pirate King. In The Daughter of the Pirate King, debut author Tricia Levenseller blends action, adventure, romance, and a little bit of magic into a thrilling YA pirate tale. I like a bit of pirates.
Yeah. Cool, there's a crack.
There might be a Kraken, let's see. We can hold out hope for a Kraken. He might not get involved in the spicy scenes, but he might be there.
I just like
Just around.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, we're in the home stretch.
Yeah.
The Bodyguard, Catherine Centre. She's got his back. Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who would kill you with a wine bottle opener or a ballpoint pen or a dinner napkin. But the truth is she's an executive protection agent, aka bodyguard, and she just got hired to protect superstar actor Jack Stapleton from his middle-aged corgi breeding stalker. He's got her heart. Jack Stapleton, a household name, captured by paparazzi on beaches the world over, famous for, among other things, rising out of the waves in all manner of clingy board shorts and glistening like a Roman deity. But a few years back, in the wake of a family tragedy, he dropped from the public eye and went off the grid. they've got a secret. When Jack's mum gets sick, he goes home to the family Texas ranch to help out. Yes.
What's this book called?
The Bodyguard.
Thank you.
Well done for not talking out of turn. She had her hand up, by the way.
Miss!
Miss! What book is this? I wasn't listening.
I read a text.
Should you have your phone out in class, young lady?
No, but you're not my teacher.
I feel like I've got a great teacher voice. I could have been a good teacher.
Just because of the voice.
Children.
That's all that is required.
If I liked children and had patience.
If you like firearms, you go be a teacher in America with no training if you want.
Cool. That's the plan then. That's the backup plan. I'm not going to continue reading the description because it's extremely long. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah hardly believes it herself, but the more time she spends with Jack, the more real it starts to seem. And there lies the heartbreak, because it's easy for Hannah to protect Jack, but protecting her own long neglected heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done.
It's just where you're like, I'm not going to read anymore. What could go wrong? And then carry on reading.
Alright. I'm going to skip to another big name.
Yes.
In the genre of one Bed Tropes. Twisted Hate. Twisted Book 3 by Anna Huang.
This has got big again. Book Talk's blowing it up.
Big, yeah, they're big about the Twisted series. I mean, I hear if you like this genre, you like the Twisted books. Like, I haven't heard bad things about them for anyone who's a romance lover.
Yeah.
Okay. He hates her almost as much as he wants her. Gorgeous, cocky, and fast on his way to becoming a hotshot doctor, Josh Shen has never met a woman he couldn't charm. Another Josh. Except for Jules Ambrose. The beautiful redhead has been a thorn in his side since they met, but she also consumes his thoughts in a way no woman ever has. When their animosity explodes into one unforgettable night, he proposes a solution that will get her out of his system once and for all. An enemies with benefits arrangement with simple rules. No jealousy, no strings attached, and absolutely no falling in love.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to this description. It's about another page of the iPad.
I think that sums it
but
up.
I feel like that's done a good enough job. That sounds like a good one. People We Meet on Vacation. This is another Emily Henry. This one's 364 pages. And has a cute cover.
I do like her covers.
It's like people on lounge
Vacation.
chairs. I was going to say that, but it felt too obvious. Yeah, on like beach loungy chairs with palm
Living their
trees.
best life.
I wish I was. Right now. That holiday that I had feels like a million years away.
It literally was.
Like, it was just a month ago. Ish.
When's your next one?
Maybe July. Or June. Depends on payday. I might go with someone else this time. So it's never dependent on their money. Rude.
I see.
I see. Alright, 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, 1 month. What's with all the summer trips?
July is summer holidays, so you don't want to go
I
there.
wouldn't be going at the end of July. I checked.
Yeah.
About July 18th, the prices just go.
Yeah.
But if you sneak in there before then, surprisingly, it's fine. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, 1 last chance to fall in love. Poppy and Alex. Alex and Poppy, they have nothing in common. That's another Poppy. She's a wild child, he wears khakis. She has an insatiable...
What's they got to do with each other?
Wild child's one end of the spectrum, khakis at the other.
He was a boy, she was a girl.
She has insatiable wanderlust. He prefers to stay at home with a book, and somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they're the very best of friends.
Wait, can wild child not wear khaki? I just don't understand
Wild
the
child
comparison.
can't wear khaki. It's just a fact. For most of the year, they live far apart. She is in New York City, and he's in their small hometown. But every summer for a decade, they have taken one glorious week of vacation together. Until 2 years ago, when they ruined everything, they haven't spoken since. I feel like we've read this already, but it's not the same book.
No, it basically isn't.
Poppy has everything she could want, but she's stuck in a rut. When someone asks when she last truly happy, she knows without a doubt it was on that ill-fated final trip with Alex. And so she decides to convince her best friend to take one more vacation, lay everything on the table, make it alright. Miraculously, he agrees. Now she has 1 week to fix everything. If only she can get around one big truth that has always stood quietly in the middle of their seemingly perfect relationship.
Isn't this the same book?
What could possibly go wrong? No.
Yeah.
The other one...
They've got different names.
Yeah.
In the UK and America. It's the same book.
Have I got this exact same book?
It's the same book, yeah.
Like, where's the other one? You, Me on Vacation?
Yeah, they're just
Fuck's
different
sake.
names in each country.
My bad, guys. It was the exact same book. Maybe we cut that out.
I think our one is You, Me on Vacation.
Oh. I was like, this. Why is the description so different as well? That's interesting. Alright, one more. And this was on every goddamn list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was the top of every list.
Okay.
The Spanish Love Deception. Elena Armes. Apologies if I haven't got your name
I've
correct.
heard so many bad things about this.
Really?
Like, I've heard people love it, but I've heard people actively despise it and say it's like the worst book they've ever read.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. This was like at the top of every one bed trope, and then I've done, because I've been doing a few different romancy type rec lists lately, it's on almost every one that I've seen.
Yeah, and then people who I follow on BookTube that have read it have been like, it's literally like, I wish I could have that time back.
Okay, well,
So it's interesting.
Approach
This must
with
be
caution.
quite a polarising one.
maybe. I don't know, it was on like literally almost every romance list I've made lately, this book has been on it. So
maybe we should read it. I won't.
Maybe we should. If it's on Kindle Unlimited, I'll read it. I just want to spend money on it.
Script.
I still need to. You sent me that link and I still haven't.
Yeah, you could have 2 months for free.
I know.
And you could listen to it.
I get on with it.
As an idiot.
A Wedding in Spain, the most infuriating man. 3
Well, you
days.
said a wedding in space. And you clearly didn't. I need to stop.
A Wedding in Spain. The most infuriating man. 3 days to convince your family you're actually in love. Catalina Martin desperately needs a date to her sister's wedding, especially when her little white lie about her American boyfriend has spiralled out of control. Now everyone she knows, including her ex-boyfriend and his fiancé, will be there. She only has 4 weeks to find someone willing to cross the Atlantic for her and aid in her deception. NYC to Spain is no short flight and her family won't be easy to fool, but even then, when Aaron Blackford, the 6'4", blue-eyed pain in the arse, offers to step in, she's not tempted even for a second. Liar. Never has there been a more aggravating, blood-boiling, insufferable man. But Catalina is desperate, and as the wedding gets closer, the more desirable an option Aaron Blackford becomes. Spanish Love Deception is an enemies to lovers, fake dating romance, perfect for those looking for a steamy slow burn with the promise of sweet, happy ever after.
One bed trope goes hand in hand very well with enemies to lovers and fake
Enemies
dating.
to lovers, yeah, and fake dating. I do like it. So a few other titles in this that I'll just summarise, but I'm not going to read the descriptions of. A Court of Mist and Furies on this list. Seven and Dove. Well Matched. The Worst Best Man. Dance of Thieves. A Week to be Wicked. Transcendence.
6 of Crows.
6 of Crows, High Mountain Court, The Deal, Fool Me Once, and House of Sky and Breath all fit under this trope as well. But I was hopping around to the ones with the covers I like the most. And also, I was trying to avoid the fantasy, because obviously we really go through fantasy sometimes.
It's a well-known trope for a reason.
I
must admit,
I like a
enjoy
bit
it.
of fake dating.
Yeah.
I don't always like, they have the third act misunderstanding that derails
Third act
everything.
miscommunication
Yeah.
makes me want to set fire to a book.
Yeah.
I've never once experienced it in a good way.
The only
I'm trying
way...
to think, there was one that, not my type. I don't know if I would say it was miscommunication. So, yeah.
The only way I can describe how it feels is like, you got a bit of sellotape and you're trying to get the end and you're like peeling it. And you're like, oh, I've nearly got it, and then you peel it and then like a corner rips off.
Yeah.
It's that feeling in a book.
Or like when you're trying to get a sticker off the front of the book that says now Netflix motion picture.
And then just a little bit of the fuzzy stuff stays. You're like, fuck's sake.
Petition for bigger stickers. Bigger stickers, please. That's it. No context.
Go look up a TikTok of that big list.
Let us know on Instagram if you get the reference.
Alright, so that's my list.
Thank you for joining us. Please come follow us on Instagram and TikTok to encourage me to do TikToks. We have Facebook, our LinkedIn. Please also come check out our website, which is lazybookloverspodcast.wordpress.com. There you can request episodes. You can send us indie books that we should talk about. Also, you can listen to the podcast there, or you can listen to it wherever you listen to your other podcasts. Please rate, download, follow, leave a comment. We love all that lovely stuff, and we want to know that you are enjoying your time here. Also, give this a 5-star rating for Chaos.
Yep. On this podcast, did you know we have a podcast? Did you know? Did you know that I have a podcast with you? Did you know?
So you can think of, do you like sour cream? But that's too much explanation of the backstory of it. So, thank you for joining us. We will speak to you next week.
Is that an in-joke I should know?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, it's a family joke.
Okay.
And you're not a family.
I'm the annoying lady that takes mummy away.
Okay, bye family.
Bye-bye. We love you. Bye.